Renouncing U.S. citizenship, how to become stateless. Whenever a big law passes, a major Supreme Court decision drops, or a presidential election doesn't go someone's way, you always hear the same thing: I'm leaving the U.S. Most of this is hot air. But for people who do move abroad, the part most don't realize is this: even if you live under another country's laws, you're still bound by certain U.S. federal laws as long as you remain a U.S. citizen. There's only one way to fully step outside the U.S. legal system, and that's to give up your citizenship entirely. But how do you actually do it? What does the government require? And what happens if you have no citizenship in any country? Today, we're breaking down the exact renunciation process, the paperwork, the interviews, and the day-to-day reality of someone who becomes stateless, something that looks simple on paper but is life-altering in the real world. To start, here's something most people don't know: you cannot renounce U.S. citizenship inside the United States. You can't walk into a courthouse. You can't mail in a form. And you definitely can't click a button online. The U.S. government requires that renunciation happen in person at a U.S. embassy or consulate outside the country. There are a few reasons for this. 1. Allowing renunciation inside the U.S. would create an instant immigration nightmare. If you revoke your U.S. citizenship and have no passport or visa to stay here, the United States would technically have to deport you, the person who may legally have nowhere to be deported to. Requiring renunciation to be done abroad avoids that problem. The second reason is that the United States must formally notify other governments. Renunciation often affects your passport, legal identity, and residency elsewhere. Embassies and consulates are the mechanism for international legal communication. Doing it abroad ensures smoother coordination with the host country. The final reason for the abroad requirement is to prevent renunciation under pressure or in the middle of a legal issue. If people could renounce while inside the United States, someone could try to avoid criminal prosecution, certain legal obligations, tax enforcement, or court orders. Renouncing abroad forces you to be physically out of the country first so your legal situation can't be instantly reset. If you decide you're serious, here is what the process really looks like. Step 1. Make an appointment at a U.S. embassy or consulate. Depending on the country, the wait might be days or months. Some embassies book out half a year in advance, so plan accordingly. Step 2. Fill out the renunciation forms. You will need to complete Form DS 4079, which asks why you're giving up citizenship, DS 4080, which is the actual oath of renunciation, worth reading aloud, and DS 4083, a statement confirming you understand this is irreversible. These forms are extremely explicit. They make sure you understand you will lose the right to enter or live in the United States. The oath reads in part, I hereby absolutely and entirely renounce my United States nationality together with all rights and privileges and all duties and allegiance and fidelity thereunto pertaining. I make this renunciation intentionally, voluntarily, and of my own free will, free of any duress or undue influence. The third step is to pay the fee. At $2,350, the U.S. renunciation fee is among the highest in the world. For comparison, Canada charges about $100 Canadian, and Mexico about the equivalent of $100. Step 4. An in-person interview. A consular officer will ask why you are renouncing, whether you understand the decision is permanent, whether anyone is forcing you, and whether you know what citizenship you'll hold afterward. They are not trying to talk you out of it. They are ensuring your decision is voluntary and fully informed. Step 5. Sign the oath. You will read it to a witness and sign the oath of renunciation. After signing, you intend to give up citizenship, but you are not officially done until Step 6, the State Department approves everything. That can take weeks or months. Once approved, they issue a Certificate of Loss of Nationality, CLN. At that moment, you are no longer a U.S. citizen and you live under the laws of whatever country you are in, if that country allows stateless residence. What happens if you don't have another citizenship and become stateless? Yes, You are allowed to renounce even without another nationality. The U.S. does not require proof of another citizenship. But statelessness is not freedom, it is a legal vacuum. Here is what statelessness really looks like. First, you no longer have a passport. A stateless person cannot get a standard passport from anywhere. Some countries may eventually issue a stateless travel document, but only if they decide to accept you as a resident. Second, travel becomes extremely difficult. Most borders require a passport or an accepted travel document, and forget about visas without a passport. Airports and border posts generally cannot process you. International travel becomes nearly impossible. Third, you must still follow the immigration laws of the country where you reside. Being stateless does not grant you free movement. The country where you renounce does not have to let you stay. If your visa expires, some countries may detain you or refuse entry, leaving you stuck in legal limbo because no country will accept you. Fourth, jobs, housing, banking, and healthcare become difficult. Without citizenship or recognized documentation, many systems break down. You may struggle to get legal employment, rent long-term housing, open a bank account, receive government benefits, access social services, or legally marry. Your identity becomes something many countries are not designed to accommodate. Some countries, mainly in Europe, have formal processes to recognize stateless people and issue a type of ID or residency. These procedures can take years and approval is not guaranteed. Stateless person residency does not grant citizenship, it usually offers temporary protection only. Finally, you cannot re-enter the U.S. without permission. You gave up citizenship voluntarily, so you lose the automatic right to return. To visit the U.S., you now need a visa, and stateless applicants can be denied simply because their situation complicates border processing. So why do people renounce? Reasons vary. Some do it for political disagreements after a law, court ruling, or election. Others want to commit fully to another nation. People with multiple citizenships sometimes renounce one to avoid dual citizenship conflicts. Some countries require a choice. Japan, for example, requires dual nationals by birth to choose one nationality before age 22. There are also personal and family reasons. The bottom line, almost nobody chooses voluntary statelessness without a backup plan. While legally possible, statelessness is devastating to daily life. The United States will let you renounce and even allow you to leave the embassy stateless, but renunciation is permanent and statelessness is real. The laws of the world assume every person belongs to at least one nation. If you are watching out of curiosity, now you know the truth. If you are seriously considering this, talk to an immigration or nationality lawyer before taking any irreversible steps.